Hi everyone, today I am going to make a video about this product which has been recommended to me for real hair toppers to revive them and make them a bit shinier and sleeker. The product is by Knight and Wilson and it's called Pure Plex, and it's basically a shampoo and then a treatment, 2 more treatments, I don't know, I haven't looked yet. If you live in the UK, I got this from Superdrug, but I think you can probably get it on Amazon too. Okay, so I've got everything out of the box and it's 3 steps and then a conditioner. So the first one is a shampoo, the second one is a bond protecting treatment, the third is a bond reconstructing treatment, and the fourth is a conditioner. So you need a bit of time to do this, it's not going to be a quick job. So this is Maud, and she is the piece that I am going to wash and use the Pure Plex system on today. I have to say I haven't looked after her very well. She is the thickest piece I've ever had, and I really struggled with how thick she was, and it was a very different kind of hair that I'm used to, much frizzier. I took her on holiday and I struggled to cope with the humidity, so I haven't really treated her as well as I should have done. So she is fine, but she's got lots of split ends. She's just looking a little bit shabby, and I think she just needs tarting up a little bit. So I'm going to have a go with this treatment and see if it works. Also, I'm not really wearing her much at the moment because she is a little bit long for my bio hair, and so I'm just wearing shorter pieces. So you want to rinse the hairpiece under running water. I think this is a much better way of doing it because you, if you kind of swoosh it around and soak it, it gets knotty, whereas if you keep it like that, you're kind of stopping it from getting knotty. So this is the first bit, which is the shampoo. I tend to find with conditioner that you shouldn't put it anywhere near the bonds. Shampoo, you don't have to worry as much. God, this is really tough to get off with wet hands. But I'm still probably going to avoid getting it really like rubbed in up here, and I'm just gonna clean the lengths, and also the fringe tends to get quite mucky. So I'm gonna use, not all, but just some of this shampoo, just through the ends, on the top. Just have to be really gentle with the hair because it's going to get really knotted really easily. So you don't want to kind of rub it, but you do want it to be clean. So it's that balance between getting the shampoo on but not damaging or like over rubbing the hair. So then on the instructions it basically says to put this in and then give it a really thorough rinse out. It didn't give me a time, so I'm just going to continue to do this for a little bit, and then I will give it a rinse. One other little tip when you're washing the hair is before you start, make sure that the clips are closed, otherwise you get stray hairs getting stuck in there and then you have to sort of unpick them, which is a right pain. So I'm going to rinse this off now, and then it needs a really thorough rinse to get all of the shampoo off, and then it needs to be towel dried, but this has to be very gentle, sort of dabbing rather than like rubbing or scrubbing. So she has been towel dried. She's still quite damp, but you know, she's not dripping wet. And next up is part 2, which is the bond protecting treatment, and you literally put this on the hair and leave it for 5 minutes. So I will do that if I can actually get this lid off. Okay, so I've got the lid off. I'm going to put some of this in my hand. Oh, it's quite wet. I don't know why I thought it'd be more of a gel. So I'm just going to sort of sprinkle it. I have no idea what this would do if it got on the bonds. So what I'm actually going to do is turn it like that. So it's not going on very close to the top. And then I'm going to do that. It says to massage it into the hair. I'm not really sure how much you're supposed to use, but I'm just going to sprinkle it all over and then put some on the fringe. Fingers crossed I don't completely mess up my hairpiece, because that would be awful. So this product isn't made for toppers, it's made for human hair. But obviously you can use it on a human hair piece. I wouldn't use it on a synthetic piece. Okay, so I think that's probably enough. Maybe put a little bit more on, because the ends are really sort of split and dry. So let's just hope that's enough. And then wait for 5 minutes. So I have left the hair for 5 minutes, and I'm just going to sort of rinse off the excess, say rinse off, squeeze the hair to get rid of the I'm trying to make this video with a 3-year-old and a kitten, both demanding my attention, so I had to just stop then to go and help her on the toilet, but I'm back. So I've squeezed out any sort of excess moisture. Next up is part 3, bond reconstructing treatment. Again, not really sure how much to use. And I'm definitely not getting this anywhere near the top. So I'm just going to put it through the lengths, and it says to massage it in and you leave it for 15 minutes. So I'm going to try and get some in the fringe, but I'm going to be a bit more careful that I don't get that too close. So I'm literally just going to rub that in and then leave that for 15 minutes. So I've left it for 15 minutes, and next thing to do is to rinse well and then towel dry. So that's what I'm going to do now. This part definitely feels quite sort of soft, like, you know, a bit like when you put conditioner in a hair. It kind of makes it feel a bit soft and gooey, so I think this is going to need a really good rinse just to get all of the product out. So I have given her a really good rinse until basically I couldn't feel the product in there anymore. Just to add, I've been rinsing and washing the hair with sort of lukewarm water, which I don't think it massively matters whether you have cold or warm, but you just shouldn't really have hot water. So the last step is the conditioner. So this one, you really need to make sure that this only goes through the ends and nowhere near the bonds. So I know I keep saying that, but you don't want to damage your piece. You know, if conditioner gets into the bonds, then they'll start to break down, and then you basically have ruined your piece. So just got to be really careful. I think you can get quite close. You just don't want to get too close. So you literally just need to leave the conditioner on for a minute and then give the piece a really good final rinse. And then once you've done that, you can dry it. So I air dry these pieces because I don't really have the means to properly blow dry them. I'd love to get one of those stands and kind of, you know, affix it to the stand and then give it a really good blow dry, but I haven't got that yet. So I will show you in a minute how I dry my piece. So once the piece has been rinsed, you just want to dab it with the towel, and it is going to look like this, which is quite scary because it looks really ratty and knotty and horrible. You might be thinking, I need to brush some of those knots out, but you must not brush her while she's wet because it could damage her. So although it's tempting to get like a wide tooth comb and start brushing now, that will just not do her any good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave her to air dry. Some people hang their pieces upside down and clip. Oh, there's my kitten coming to help. I've never done that. I've always put her on the foam head and then just left her like this to air dry briefly. So the piece is air dried for a bit. She's still not completely dry. She's looking pretty scary still, but that will be fixed. I can sort that. The one thing that I want to be straight is the fringe. I don't really mind if the rest is a bit wavy. So what I do is when it's just starting to dry, I get one of these combs and I just separate out the hair so that the fringe is all forward, and give it a very gentle comb. And then I put one of these in just so that it dries with that in and it gives it a bit of shape. So Maud is now treated and cleaned, and she literally smells amazing. She feels really soft. I let her air dry, and then I went over her with the hairdryer a little bit just to sort of straighten her out. As you can see, my bio hair is shorter and I haven't straightened it or anything to blend it, but just to show you, she's still obviously going to have split ends, but the condition, she just feels really soft and silky. She smells great. I need to kind of blow dry the fringe properly. But I would say that the Pureplex has been a success. Yeah, I'm really happy. I mean, it was quite a palaver. It took quite a while, and it didn't help having a kitten and a toddler who wanted to help me. But I would definitely do it again. I didn't use all of the stuff that was in the kit, so I reckon you could probably do maybe 3 more goes if you eked it out. Definitely 2 more, possibly 3. And yeah, really happy with it. So I think I've given her a bit of a new lease of life. So yes, I would recommend.